injuries, 171. Check safety at Meyer. Son of Scholar states that a female in a wheelchair with bags and animal cages with cats in it. In front of the stores, it's about 11 in the morning. Flying across the sucker. Yeah, that's typed on. Alright, calling 433. I'm clear, there's no subject. I was just over there. Put it in the stairs test. That's right.
Yes, it was. Very hot one. Cut the grass. Took me about 3 hours with breaks and having to go get gas because I ran out, and then having to charge the battery because fucking thing died on me. Well, we got through it. Let's turn this camera on. We're gonna head into the suck. Hard to get an order. Sweet. Away we go. Marco's Pizza. Two items. Pepperoni Magnifico, large, and cheesy breads. Make sure they get their pizza sauce cup.
Yeah, with semi. Arrowhead right next to Rutherford.
Eggsy.
0972 North Carolina. That was semi Arrowhead presidency.
Didn't even make it out of town. You got taco smell?
back to dispatch. I have a tracker plate for the street. Seriously. South Carolina, Tom David, 2-3. Tom David, 2-3.
Yeah, I finally got done with the grass, took a shower, got rehydrated. Let's fuck it. Let's go make a couple bucks tonight. Didn't even make it out of town before I got an order, which is good. See where this delivery's at. Michigan Avenue, Waterville. It's not far.
Dispatch to any monitoring parts unit. Report, trying to reach me?
Yeah, it'll help.
Or we have a accident that occurred at Oak Openings Parkway.
Ooh, where's this?
You can attach me to that. Okay.
Damn, that was out by my house.
In regards to a tree that fell on a car in front of Mallard Lake Shelter.
Oh, wow. Tree fell on a car. That blows, man.
I'm clearing that. I'll be en route. 152 Edward. Edward.
That's the park out by my house. Cut through there sometimes. I try not to when I'm streaming though, because the signal drops off there. Ugh. All right, let me run in here real quick.
K31 dispatch will be Adam 22. 122.
Hey, boys, I'll be right back.
Fortification is able to get the tree removed from the vehicle, but do have images showing that the tree did cause damage to it. Looking for a report. Report copy. You can also mark me Ida and keep 623 en route. Ida.
Oh man, this one's way the fuck out there too. Of course, I lost my scan. Oops. All right. Come on, directions. $600 million. All right, let's go do this. It's actually not too far away. It's only 10 minutes. I think it's just on the other side of the Maumee River. By just 6 numbers. So close. So close. Just missed it. Do not knock on door, please. Okay. Oh, right downtown Haskins. Okay. I saw you said hi on Rumble. Stay on either one. I don't care today. But I took a couple days off. We actually went to the ball game Friday, the Mud Hen game, the old Mud Chickens. And then this guy's crawling. And what did we do yesterday? Pretty much vegged yesterday. I tried to do some lawn work, but it kept raining. In Ohio, they let you accumulate points for different stuff if you register your losing tickets. I always scan them in. I don't play that much anymore, though. It just seems like folks much older than me always win. The least deserving. They don't want to give it to somebody who would actually manage their money correctly. A lot of fours, huh?
623, dispatch, I'll be out. Break for a flight. I'll take this flight. King Nora William 5194. King Nora William 5944.
Oh, so the Powerball was actually one of the other numbers too, huh? That's crazy. I don't play it enough to even know how often that happens. didn't know that could happen. This is gonna be a shitty tip. I can tell already. Yeah, definitely power couple. I'd probably keep working. I would just be a whole lot harder to get a hold of. There'd be signs though. Wouldn't that be awesome? You're like, you're always late. Yeah. How come food's missing? Yeah. It smelled good. I had to take a bite.
Victor Lincoln 427 583. Victor Lincoln 427 583.
Oh, I actually activated Twitch too for the chat, so it keeps the Twitch chat active. I did a couple tweaks to Streamlabs, and I added. What did I add? Exclamation point CBC, maybe. I can't remember. What am I going to? 109 Church Street. Okay, dude. Very bad. And cash tip laying there on the ground too. Nice of them. Scanner went away, huh? Let's just put it on. Scanner's going to keep cutting out. We're going to just put it on Cirrus. Okay.
It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
Have me jump on the freeway.
Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. So when's the last time you checked on the title to your home? Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com. You didn't start a business to babysit your poorest performing.
Puerto Rico.
That's exactly why.
And that's Hurricane Alley there.
Hi, I'm Alan Jones, founder and CEO of Bambi. I created Bambi.
They're not getting hit directly, but they're getting the wins from that first one of the year already.
Employee who happens to now want 3 months off. Your Bambi HR manager.
That's kooky, man.
In your first week with us, you spend your time coaching your A players. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, well, it's a tiny town. It was in an envelope. I let them keep their envelope.
Trust me, there are no limits to the amount of calls or questions you can give your Bambi HR manager. After your first month, just $29 a month for companies of any size, month to month, no hidden fees, cancel anytime. Get a month of Bambi for just $1. Go to Bambi.com.
It's like $4 in there, I think. Which is cool. It was a short order. Plus the digital tip.
BAMBE.com Patriot Radio. Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com. Stuff to start this day. You are listening to the best of the Sean Hannity Show. Information download. Sean Hannity and the breaking news you might have missed today. And Sean's insider information. Hannity is on right now. We are beautiful. We're in Anchorage, Alaska. And it really is nice. People are nice. I think they have the best country breakfast places you'd ever want to go to. I didn't try the reindeer, but I'm open to it. They have reindeer sausage. We'll get to it. Anyway, Congressman Nick Begich is with us, and he has a lot of thoughts on the upcoming summit tomorrow. We will have the first interview with President Trump post-summit with Vladimir Putin. Congressman, how are you? Great to be in your great state. You know, I've been to all 49 states except for Alaska now. I've been to all 50 states, and I've been a big fan of Alaska, obsessed even, because of the rugged individualism. I'm obsessed with shows like Life Below Zero, Deadliest Catch, and stuff like that. Anyway, It's a beautiful state, and when I find out we pay 2 cents an acre, I like it even more.
You saved the best for last, Sean. And for folks out there listening, if you haven't been to Alaska, put it on the list. Our state is an incredible place to visit. We've got incredible mountains and scenery, of course. We've got great fishing. Mount McKinley is up here. Come check it out. It's a great place to be, but it's also a great place to host peace talks. As most folks know, Alaska was actually purchased from Russia in the 1800s. But what a lot of folks don't realize is it was purchased from Russia because Russia was in debt from a war, and that war's location, modern-day Ukraine. This is not a new story that we're dealing with. The wartime adventurism of Russia has put it in precarious positions before. So it's appropriate that we're having this opportunity for peace, these dialogue opportunities here in Alaska. And I'm encouraged that President Trump is leading that as the world's best negotiator.
They called it at the time Seward's Folly, and meanwhile, he only paid 2 cents an acre. And if you look at the actual size of Alaska, it's 591,000 square miles, which is twice the size of Texas. And then when you factor in all of the, gold and minerals and oil and energy and natural resources, what I love about what I love about Alaska is the people of Alaska, they don't pay a state income tax. No, they get a check. If you're a full-time resident in Alaska, you get a check based on how much money the state government will make off the natural resources. Like, for example, what is the average check for every Alaskan citizen going to be this year?
Well, it's about $1,000 this year. It's been as high as $3,000 per person. That's man, woman, and child. And it was structured that way because in Alaska we recognize that the wealth beneath our feet is a resource that's owned by the people.
Yeah, I kind of stole that, but I was just kind of testing the waters there with YouTube. My other one's got like multiple thousand views. That one's got just over 1,000. But that previous one with the kid fucking with the cop. So let me look.
Here in Alaska, but it really makes every citizen a shareholder in the activity that happens in our state.
All right, let's talk a little bit. I'm sure it's meaningful to everybody in Alaska.
I've got 85,000 views in the last 28 days because of that other short.
The president has managed expectations, but he's cautiously optimistic.
There we go.
He should be. And Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that other one's got 82,000 views.
On the other hand, there's been other
that one from today has 1.3K.
More aggressive. So have the Ukrainians, for that matter, in terms of ratcheting up their war efforts. But what Donald Trump has been doing, I think, is even more interesting. He got in as part of the European Union.
Yeah, Giannis Pappas is hilarious. I've seen him on Rogan a couple times. He's pretty funny. Funny guy. Yeah, that one shot up. The first 2 days I had that other one from last week, it barely got over 200. It just went off. I was like, damn, all my shorts going to do this shitty, and they just launched. The guy on the typewriter in that last short, though, is AI of me.
Serious. Now, if this does not go well, the president actually used the number I've been using. He thinks there's a 25% chance this doesn't work. But if it doesn't work, I would argue that means Donald Trump's going to war with Vladimir Putin. And I'm not talking about a military war. He will ensure that anybody in the world who wants to do business with Russia and buy their energy is making a big mistake.
Uh-oh. Trying to get me to the peach cobbler factory. Let's see if we have an order near there. Hey, Dirty.
directly and indirectly through agreements with other nations and pressure on other nations to make sure that this not be able to.
I guess the NFL's commie if that's the commie way to do the draft.
Pressure that's exerted to help bring people back to the table. You've got to have dialogue if you're going to have peace.
That's how they do it. The last place team always gets the first pick of the draft. And if you get on there beforehand, I'm going to Napoleon. No, I'm going to Perrysburg. I got to go to Defiance tomorrow and do some work. But I might stop in Napoleon on the way back. Yeah. Yep, down order. Do a double order.
He has some capacities and capabilities in his back pocket. He's prepared to use those if that's what's necessary to bring peace to that region.
Oh, he has 7 peace deals that he's played a role in, and I've been listening to them every single day, and I'm hoping this is number 8. When you see innocent women and children dead, like we've been seeing images coming out of
Oh, well, there was. I've been trying. I had those 2 slots. I was trying to get people for a while. I mean, I can still add people.
It's ironic. And what makes Trump different is there any
That's fine. Lexi, you told me. Oh, you want to add your son?
They're not negotiating tomorrow a deal. They're negotiating a
We can do that, Dirty.
but it's inevitable that there's going to be land swaps. There's inevitable probably the Donbass region, which is
I got to add them by 2s, though.
That's likely going to pull.
I tried to get my other son and my daughter-in-law to get into it, but they kept ignoring my invites, so I dropped it down to 10.
Security guarantees, and that means that they can do business with the United
All
States.
right, ask him if he's cool. I can easily open it up and then send him an invite. I just need his email address.
It's not our continent, and there really isn't that big an upside for the United States, except that the president knows that it's morally right to protect human life, if at all possible. And number 2, the world will be better off if we're doing business deals and not engaging in wars with each other.
Absolutely true. At the end of the day, this is a common thread among all people in all places. We want peace. We want an environment where we can raise our kids.
As long as we can get it wrapped up. I don't want to really change the
receive a better world.
The draft date.
That's part of the generational promise and generational responsibility that we have as adults to make sure that we leave the world a better place. And so these folks in Ukraine and these folks in Russia, quite frankly, look, they're ready for peace. We saw just this last
we could even do that. I think mid-season we added somebody, or we could take away an inactive and add somebody in. That's what we did when we brought in Matt, but then Matt stopped playing too, so I dropped him off.
Less than a quarter of Ukrainians wanted to negotiate a settlement. People are tired of war. People are seeking peace. And it's time for the leaders of these countries to listen to their people and get to a place where the war fighting stops.
Well, we hope that that's going to happen. I'm sure the people of Anchorage and the people of Alaska, and rightly so, feel honored that this
it don't mean that much to me, but
at their home. And we appreciate you, Congressman, what you do and taking the time to be with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program.
I invited him. He just never said anything.
Safety security plan. This is a very dangerous world, and if somebody wants to kill you and kill your family and bring harm to your employees,
if he did it and your buddy, that'd be a perfect 12. I don't want to have any more than 12.
Only lethal force.
But then again, like I said,
get you $100 in cash.
My brother or one of my older friends doesn't want to, is going to be a non-participant. I hate playing against people that don't participate at all. I get taking a week off and forgetting your shit, but ones that do it every week, that's fucked up. And then wake up for the 1 week I play them and start. Because they're going to get good draft picks because they did so shitty last year. Try to get in the draft. Well, you got to be part of the league before the draft. No, the draft isn't until Saturday, dude. Eggsy. And if you need help understanding what you need to do, we can help you with that.
Get later in round one. It's obviously Christian McCaffrey. The risk is worth the reward because of how dominant we know the winning strategies, player projections, and expert drafts to help you build a championship team with high-level wide receivers.
I think I've ever been to this Little Caesars. I don't even know where it's at. Oh, right here. Hi, Dan.
Just search draft season. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have, since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is
all right, let me go grab this pizza. I'll be right back.
Database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. How is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operation per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/patriot. That's oracle.com/patriot. If your goals this year include getting healthier, you should start by taking a closer look at your water. You'd be surprised to find out how many impurities are in tap water. Everything from viruses to lead, PFAS, pesticides, and other contaminants. No one wants that. What you do want is healthy drinking water. And it starts with Aquasana. Aquasana water filters remove contaminants and leave you with cleaner, healthier, odor-free, great-tasting water. You'll enjoy an immediate difference with every drop. With everything from whole house systems to under-sink units, Aquasana's high-performance water filtration systems are low-maintenance and eco-friendly. Aquasana has more than 15,000 five-star reviews from customers like you who want to drink with confidence. Visit aquasana.com today and use promo code SXM to get up to 50% off select systems. That's AQUASANA.com. Promo code SXM for up to 50% off. Aquasana. A healthier you starts with healthier water. The summer isn't just hot, it's historic. Flash flood warnings are at a 40-year high, and it's not slowing down. Towns underwater, roads washed out, and in every crisis zone, the same scene. Crowds standing in line, waiting for bottled water, waiting for food, waiting for someone to show up and save them. They tell you that help is on the way, but what if it's not? What if help takes days or doesn't come at all? You think the system's built to protect you? They can barely handle one emergency, let alone dozens. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be the one caught empty-handed. And right now, My Patriot Supply is giving away 4 weeks of emergency food. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to find out how to claim your free 4-week food supply and join millions of Americans who are preparing with My Patriot Supply. Claim your free 4-week kit today at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com. Do you really own your wealth, or are you just borrowing it from Wall Street and big banks? I'm Colin Plume, CEO of Noble Gold Investments, and I believe we're entering in a new economic stage, the asset era. In a world where everything is borrowed, rented, or leveraged, owning real assets has never mattered more. The simplest way to hold your wealth in the physical form, gold and silver. We offer control, stability, and something most investments can't, true ownership. At Noble Gold, we help investors move from paper wealth into solid physical assets like gold and silver. Whether you're protecting your retirement or making your first investment, we'll guide you every step of the way. NobleGoldInvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. NobleGoldInvestments.com, because paper wealth can vanish or be inflated away, but real assets, they last, they protect. And in the asset era, ownership is everything. NobleGoldInvestments.com. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risk. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision. At Club Champion, the fitters are true masters of their craft. They undergo weeks of intense training before ever stepping into the fitting bay, ensuring every golfer gets a precise, personalized, and unmatched fitting experience. With over 65 to their fingertips, these experts help golfers of all levels unlock their potential. Better clubs mean better golf. And no one does custom fitting like Club Champion. Book your fitting today at champion.com.
All right. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. All right, 702. Never die.
All right, let's go to Phil.
They're fucking cutting me close on these fucking times.
So Phil, hi, how are you? I saved the best for last. I've now been to all 50 states, and it's great to be in Anchorage, and love the people here, and love the hospitality, and I love the food. Food's been great.
Well, it's a great honor to have you here, Sean. And I'm a first-time caller, but a 20-plus year listener and watcher of your show, and it's just a great honor to have you here. A great honor to speak with you, and what Trump is doing here, and having you here in Alaska. This is awesome. This is great for the country, and we couldn't have asked for anything better. And we're all super honored. And
it's not hard. You can basically set it up to where it runs on auto almost.
I could even send you home with a box of fish.
What kind of fish? Are you going to send me home with those king crabs that they get on Deadliest Catch?
Make sure you don't give him crab cakes. He doesn't like crab cakes.
So if I send you another invite, will you play, Eggsy? Because I need, if I add his buddy, I got to add one other person. If not, I got to pull in somebody from the public.
I was kind enough
Why are you
to
so
bring.
angry?
I'm very angry.
You're very angry.
We'll talk about it later. But whatever you do, if you go fishing, just don't get any crab. He's not a big fan.
Oh, she's mad because I didn't want crab cakes from last night, leftovers
Really?
for
That's why I'm
breakfast
mad?
this morning.
You know what's wrong with you? You don't even know why I'm mad.
You did pretty good last year on auto, dear Dirty. Hey, Toe.
I do not care.
Totally care.
Can we talk to Phil in Alaska?
Let's talk to him about not fishing for crab. Go ahead.
Phil, anyway, what kind of fish could I catch?
Well, if you wanted to, right now, we've got the final run of the reds that are passing through the Russian River confluence, and so you could pick some of those up there. Also, the silver salmon are starting to run through. As far as like river fishing, if you went out.
All right, I'll resend you an invite, okay? All you got to do is accept it and get in the league. It gives you the password and everything. Just download the app, or you could do it on the laptop. It's easier to do it on the laptop, but I'll leave that up to you. I check results on the app, trying to do changes and stuff. Kind of blows.
I don't have sea legs. You get me on a boat, and I'm hanging over the side most of the time, but I'm still catching my fish. But
listen, this is what I love. If you live in Alaska, the odds are very high you're an outdoors person, that you are a rugged individualist, that maybe in Anchorage is not a place where you're living off the.
Yeah, it's pretty much all everyone does, unless you have a feeling or you hear something about their health that nobody else does.
And the fact that you have.
I mean, that's where the tangibles are. Knowing when to trade somebody, or not necessarily trade, but just drop them and pick up a hot player that hasn't been drafted. That's important too. Jody killed us last year. I won it the first year we played, and then Jody won it last year. I came in fourth.
I wish we had time. People keep saying, "Sure, I'm going to Mount McKinley." I'm like, when am I going to?
They're all over the place here, man.
Would have had time to maybe do
all over the place here.
Anchorage and meet people. But I think I'm definitely planning on coming back. I don't think you'll see me
roundabouts, deep
January,
ditches.
February, but you might see me next August. Like my blood is thin.
Actually, that one's not as bad as some of them get.
Anyway, 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Just to give you some logistical information, tonight on Hannity we have both FBI Director Kash Patel and the Attorney General Pam Bondi on a number of topics. Trump-Russia collusion hoax.
Yeah, because he sold it to him.
And then on the other side of it, we're going to find out are these people going to be held accountable, responsible for what we now know they were involved in.
I shouldn't say that.
And so we'll have those.
Seems legit, though.
And tomorrow, right after the summit, we'll have the first interview, one-on-one interview with President Trump, and that'll also.
I'm so proud of my grass, man. I had to literally. It was so long. I could only cut like 12 inches at a time. on a 40-inch deck
Best of the best. This is the Sean
because I was cutting it so low. Yeah, it's hand job. It's there's nothing else really to listen to. I keep the scanner keeps shutting off. Oh, this is fucked up. This neighborhood.
Credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner.
We go all the way down there, then all the way back.
She went to billshappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
I don't think Waze took me the easiest way.
Sure that would work for us?
Billshappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with
it's like an apartment or condo complex within
Sounds like it's going to be
a neighborhood.
My friend said it was super easy.
So there's no easy entrance or exit.
During her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Billshappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history. Guess what? I went to billshappen.com, and we're getting...
Yeah, anything streaming, though, it'll disconnect. So it sucks.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com.
This is fucking address. Ugh.
I'll go back to school. Go forward through school.
103.
As an IT professional, whether you're starting
10307.
or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience.
And back out of the apartment complex into these older condos.
MyComputerCareer.edu. Your
This is so
rewarding
weird.
career in IT awaits. That's MyComputerCareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Honey, I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the end. They added the following instructions. N.A.
Nah. Nah.
A huge pain. It's so much.
Follow instruction. Nah.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
So I just go to their fucking sliding glass door, I guess?
Got $2 million in coverage.
I guess.
$2 a day. Plus, it's all online. No medical exam.
All right, be right back.
He answered a few health questions right from his house. He was able to choose an amount that worked for his needs, and Ethos made the whole thing so easy and clear.
10 minutes with no medical exam? Ethos, here we come.
Here's to sleeping better at night.
Help protect your loved ones today with Ethos. Life insurance made easy. Visit ethos.com/save to apply today. That's ethos.com/save. Salary is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Navigating the professional job search is hard. You know the perfect job is out there. You're just not sure how to find it. Let Specialized Recruiting Group help find a role that fits. With companies that are hiring now. Get started at srgpros.com. Specialized Recruiting Group offers a path to contract and full-time roles. Take the next step in your career at srgpros.com. That's srgpros.com.
This is
Good money on that one. I thought it was a double order. They must have handed the rest of the order to someone else. Oh, these aren't luxury.
Conservative principles live here. Serious XM Patriot.
Yeah, basically people agriculture.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. Leaders of Europe and
These are overpriced townhouses, I'm sure.
Talks between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky.
European
Yeah, they're probably paying a ridiculous amount for these.
and Germany are rallying around Zelensky after he was left out of Friday's Alaska summit.
Where Culver's is, so that's where we're going to go.
What exactly Ukraine needs.
We were at this summit to advance the Ukrainian position, and we did that. And we did it successfully.
My producer reminds me that in a matter of weeks, we're going to be competing with Sunday Night Football. So while the preseason is still underway and the games don't matter, I invite you to listen intensely to this program and get in the habit, because football doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. No, I love football. I'm crazy about football. Crazy about baseball, too. I'm about to take in a Nationals game, believe it or not, later on this week as a birthday treat for my son. He doesn't know yet, so don't tell him. But we're going to head out there. And how about my Cubs? Pretty well. I took in a game at Wrigley Field in Chicago earlier this summer, and it was spectacular. A real contest. No home runs, just solid baseball, singles and doubles and stolen bases, the old-fashioned fundamentals. It's great. Baseball is a fantastic sport. I never really appreciated it as a kid, even though I understood it, followed it, went to the games, played with my friends. But I really got into it actually through playing computer games. I had apps on my phone that I was crazy about for a while, playing baseball and fantasy baseball and really getting into the ins and outs and the strategy. And it's an incredible, incredible game. And my son, as you know, is very good at it. So he starts his baseball season next Sunday. That's going to lead to some interesting stories. He's going to be on the travel ball team here in D.C. He's a pretty good player, so they wanted him aboard. We did the tryout. He's on the team. Lots more stories to come about that, and lots more to talk about as we settle into life here in the swamp. It is very swampy, very hot, very humid, and I've spent so much time here over the years that I know the climate pretty well.
Jesus,
The
it's no
winter is
fucking
almost intolerable,
non.
and the summer is even worse, but the spring and the fall are
It's like it's all fucking
so we're looking forward to
handicap parking.
colder, drier weather.
Well, that's what I'm going to use then.
And I think November is going to be spectacular. It's always the nicest month in DC, where it gets really romantic and the days end early, but the nights
be right back.
Brightly illuminated by candles and Christmas decorations, and things really start to get nice in the nation's capital. And you've never really taken a romantic drive until you've seen the white marble monuments of DC late at night when there's nobody on the road. It's just an incredibly romantic city in the right setting. Unfortunately, right now, it is really gross. But Donald Trump is going to meet here tomorrow with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who's going to have his say on the unfolding peace process between Russia and Ukraine. How about that Alaska summit that Trump pulled together on Friday? I was incredibly impressed. And I don't say that lightly, but you know, I'm a student of foreign policy. I write about that a lot. I know it's not something that interests a huge number of people, but I love foreign policy. And, you know, I write about the Middle East a lot. In fact, I've got a new book out. It's just out a couple days ago. I'll talk about that during the show, but I may as well introduce it now. It's called The Zionist Conspiracy Wants You. And it is a book about Israel and what we can learn from Israel's example, and how you can translate the positive lessons of Zionism, which is the movement to establish and defend the state of Israel. How you can translate positive lessons of Zionism into everyday success in your own life. Because I've certainly done that in my life. Israel's history, Israel's perseverance have inspired me to do things in my own life. And a few years ago, I thought, why not share those insights with other people? It's not just about conflict and history and religion and politics. It's also about strategies for success. Because how else to explain how this tiny population of Jews who had been murdered almost out of existence suddenly rose to prominence to become the preeminent power in the Middle East on their own, transforming their identity and changing the world. And it has to do with the strategies that the founders of Israel adopted. So I'll talk more about that as the show goes on and over the weeks ahead. But, you know, I love foreign policy. That Russia summit in Alaska was amazing. First of all, it was the first time in 158 years that a Russian leader had set foot in or seen Alaska since the purchase by the United States, known as Seward's Folly. Secretary of State William Seward bought it for, I think it was $7 million, 2 cents an acre, from a cash-strapped Russian monarchy. Tsar Alexander II sold it to raise cash after many unfortunate wars in Europe left him on the verge of bankruptcy and insolvency for the Russian Empire. And Putin came and he laid flowers at the graves of Soviet pilots who had worked closely with the United States during the Second World War. I thought that was incredibly moving. And you know me, I'm not a shill for Russia. I've been deeply opposed to Russia's foreign policy since 2008, before it became fashionable, on the left anyway, to oppose Russia. I was out there saying, this invasion of Georgia, this is a bad thing. Ukraine's going to be next. I was saying that in 2008. So I was calling that because I knew that Putin was a bad dude with bad ideas, bad motivations. And it has come to pass, even though it was taboo to say so at the time. Democrats certainly rejected it. Obama, I remember on the campaign trail in 2008, came out with a kind of, on the one hand, on the other hand, sort of statement about Russia's invasion of Georgia. And it was ridiculous. John McCain at least had the right instinct and said that Russia had committed an act of aggression and the world had to respond and so forth. And then, of course, Russia went into Ukraine in 2014 and shocked the Obama administration, which had pushed the reset button with Hillary Clinton and thought everything was hunky-dory as long as the Republicans were out of office, right? It was the George Bush cowboys that were really at fault for bad relations with Russia. It couldn't have been anything Russia was doing. That changed 6 years into Obama. They finally realized that everything they'd been giving away to Russia was just encouraging Putin to take more and more. He didn't do anything when Trump was president the first time around. And now he wants to work with Trump. I thought his speech with Trump was very gracious, even though they didn't answer any questions from the press. I thought he was incredibly diplomatic. He was gracious to his hosts. He acknowledged Trump's desire to achieve peace. And he stood up for his own country's interests in a way that wasn't aggressive or hostile. Now, maybe he's just tapping us along, as Trump has said in the past, but Trump seemed impressed enough to reciprocate some of the same sentiments. He didn't say right away whether he would accept Putin's invitation to visit in Moscow for the next round, but he was open to it. So we don't know exactly what happened in the meeting, but we are going to hear from Zelensky tomorrow. And later on in the week, we'll have a better idea of where this is all heading. I don't think anybody could fault President Trump for trying. And he has certainly tried harder than President Joe Biden ever did. I wrote column after column during the last administration. If Biden is talking about how diplomacy is back, that was his big slogan, diplomacy is back, America's back. Well, why isn't he doing any diplomacy? Why isn't he talking to Putin? Why is he just sending money and weapons to Ukraine? Where's the diplomacy we were promised? Nowhere. So Biden didn't care about diplomacy. Trump does. Trump is trying to resolve this conflict. And I know people are saying on the left, oh, it's just because he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Well, yeah, that's why the Nobel Peace Prize was invented, so that world leaders would do this. It was to create an incentive for peace instead of, and this was Bell's own sense of guilt because he helped invent dynamite, instead of looking for new ways to blow each other up. Let's find incentives that will guide world leaders toward peace. Trump is responding to those incentives. There's no shame in that. There's pride in it. What did Obama get the Nobel Peace Prize for? Showing up, winning an election. That's it. He caused more wars, some of which were intractable and whose effects are still with us today. Trump is trying to solve conflict, and he solved several already. I think 7, according to those who are counting. We're going to talk to Francis Martel, the Breitbart News foreign editor, next about that. But I thought Trump was very, very gracious and very good. And yet the media are trying to dump on his efforts. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, went on Face the Nation on CBS today. This is clip number 7. You're going to want to hear this. The media is trying to spin this summit as if it were somehow a loss for Trump and Putin owned Trump and all this nonsense. They try to do it every single time. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but I want you to hear this clip. Number 7, please.
President Zelensky is going to be bullied into signing something away. That's why you have these European leaders coming as backup tomorrow. Can you?
No, it isn't. That's
reassure
them. That's not true. No, but that's not that's not true. They're not coming here tomorrow to keep Zelensky from being bullied. They're not coming.
February,
they're coming here tomorrow.
The television cameras where President Zelensky.
Do you know how many meetings we had since then?
Oh no, I know, and I was just up there last week watching the one with Vladimir Putin where a red carpet was.
No, but with Zelensky, we've had more meetings. We've had 1 meeting with Putin and like a dozen meetings with Zelensky. So, but that's not true. They're not coming here tomorrow to keep Zelensky from being bullied. They're coming here tomorrow because we've been working with the Europeans. We talked to them last week. There were meetings in the UK over the previous weekend.
And they said President Trump was going to demand a ceasefire
as early as Thursday. But you said that they're coming here tomorrow to keep Zelensky from being bullied. They're not coming here tomorrow. Oh, this is such a stupid media narrative that they're coming here tomorrow because Trump is going to bully Zelensky into a bad deal. We've been working with these people for weeks on this stuff.
They're coming here tomorrow because they chose to come here tomorrow. We invited them to come. We invited them to come. The president invited them to come.
But the president told those European leaders last week that he wanted a ceasefire. The president went on television and said he would walk out of the meeting.
Dude.
Vladimir Putin didn't agree to
Fucking
one. He
A,
said
man.
there would be severe
Fucking
consequences
idiot.
if he didn't agree to one. He said he'd walk out in 2 minutes. He spent 3 hours talking to Vladimir Putin, and he did not get one. So there's
because obviously things happened during that meeting. Well, because obviously look, our goal here is not to stage some production for the world to say, oh, how dramatic you walked out. Our goal here is to have a peace agreement.
Absolutely right. And Rubio, I thought, defended President very ably there. Of course, the host there, Margaret Brennan, is referring to the fact that there are several European leaders coming to the White House along with Zelensky. And my theory about why Trump and Putin didn't say more on Friday was they wanted to talk to those European leaders directly, to the leaders of NATO especially, before revealing to the media what had been said in the meetings, what sort of commitments had been made. Because then everybody would have just issued their press releases and their public statements, and more words wouldn't have helped move anybody closer to an agreement. Rather talk to people directly and sort it out that way. So I thought that was very good. And we'll see what happens this week. Okay, so much else is also happening. We've got Gavin Newsom, governor of California. My governor, I still consider him my
They fucking went off on him in that store in there. The dude bagged it, put the receipt on it, and left it sitting on the counter while I watched the ticker go past to being late. She's like, it'll be 1 minute. I said, it's sitting right behind you. If he'd have just handed it to me, it wouldn't have been late. Now it's fucking late.
And as such, he has decided he has to put more.
Or late pickup, anyway.
President Donald Trump. Let's play a clip from.
I don't mind it being late if I fuck up or if it's something to do with me, but when I'm fucking standing there watching the order just sit on the fucking counter because some dude is so fucking high, he can't. Fuck that asshole head. Piss me off.
Try to say tomorrow in Alaska that he's the big guy trying to find peace, really? When he's bringing war to the American people? He put military in the streets, not a Baghdad. He didn't send the military in his first administration anywhere in the world. He sent the United States Marines into the United States of America in one of the bluest cities in this country, in Los Angeles, one of the great cities, American cities. That's what Donald Trump did. He is a wartime president. Newsom's obviously jealous of Trump and his powers as commander-in-chief. Newsom trying to stop Trump from federalizing the California National Guard and stop the rioting. Newsom has contempt for our troops. You know, the Marines were protecting federal buildings in Los Angeles. They did a good job. They were in a role. Newsom seems to think that if you deploy the U.S. military somewhere, then that means declaring war on that place, attacking that place. He has contempt for our troops. Does he think that they went to L.A. to attack residents of LA? But I suppose anything will work as a stick to beat Donald Trump.
I'm gonna need to take a break after this order just to cool off. I'm pissed.
So Newsom is mocking Trump's attempts to end the war that started on the Democrats' watch, and because of the Democrats' policies. By the way, Putin confirmed that, and anybody with a couple of brain cells to rub together could confirm that. It was Democrats who appeased Russia.
Yeah, it's gonna pause as soon as I complete this order.
Ukraine. Then Trump came in and said,
Fucking A, man.
and then it was Democrats who went overboard on sending all kinds of weapons to Ukraine, and did so really without providing any kind of exit strategy, any kind of diplomatic plan. I was very, very much in favor of defending Ukraine in the first weeks of the war. And then I wrote a column about 4 weeks into the war, once Ukraine had momentum and they pushed the Russians back. I said, now is the time.
Dirty, I'll go ahead and send that invite as soon as I get stopped tonight. I'll send one to you too, Eggsy.
Because ultimately Ukraine can't win on its own. You're talking about Russia as a nuclear power. And the Russian military strategy throughout the generations has been fight, delay, throw more people into the fight, delay, wait for winter, and then wait. Russia has always won wars through a waiting game. They haven't won every war, of course. Or with Japan in 1905, they lost, but generally Russia wins. Russia wins because Russia is very big and has a lot of people. And even when they run out of Russians, they've always been able to call on other people, whether Africans or North Koreans or whoever, to throw into the front lines. That's the Russian strategy.
The chat's frozen.
It is likely to win, unless Ukraine can deliver some kind of refreshing blow in a way that would convince him not to use nuclear weapons to defend his country or defend the regime, but will convince him to sort of graciously surrender. I mean, what sort of endgame did these people have in mind? The right time to negotiate was 3 years ago with Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm about to rage quit for a minute.
Having the strategic upper hand. To negotiate for a position of strength. They didn't do that. They wasted the opportunity. And Newsom was trying to play commander in chief, basically in the negative by attempting Trump. We're going to talk more about this as well as the redistricting fight that Newsom has inaugurated, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well, including the departure of Playboy Enterprises from LA, from Newsom's home state. The CEO.
No, I mean the girl that was helping me, she was actually she just rolled her eyes at him. She's like, "You fucking idiot!" I looked at him like he's a fucking idiot. He's just high. He's not tweaking. He's on weed. He's just baked out of his mind. I get it. You don't care about your job, but still. I mean, if he'd just when he finished bagging it up, turned it around and handed me, I'd have picked up the order in time. 1 minute late is late for DoorDash. They don't give a fuck.
Experts on SiriusXM's Dr. Radio channel know child health and safety is the most important thing. Going back to school can feel like a real hurricane. With shows like On Call for Kids, Sports Medicine, and Child Psychology, we can help.
Wow! Hey, Christopher.
Topics like the anxiety of making new friends, getting used to a new routine, learning disorders and mental health, sports injuries, social media, and more. Make going back to school a breeze with Dr. Radio, SiriusXM Channel 110, and on the SiriusXM app.
He's Donald Trump's #1 enemy in Congress, Chicago Senator Dick Durbin. And now Dick Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Today, consumers have thousands of choices in credit cards, all with equal, strong security. But Durbin's plan is less competition and less security. And that means more risk for your credit and your identity. Tell Republicans in Congress, stop Dick Durbin's takeover of your credit card before it's too late.
Keep your car properly maintained and running smoothly with Meineke, where certified technicians can fix.
He was, man. You could tell he was fucking almost drooling.
Repairs, air conditioning, and tune-ups to suspension alignments.
Which I'm cool with that, but shit.
Plus, Meineke's independently owned and operated.
Don't make me late because of it, motherfucker.
So you can fix now, pay later. Schedule an appointment for a free digital e-inspection.
I get this delivered off in time, though. I'll be all right.
Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right. It's an interesting time for business. Tariff and trade policies are dynamic, supply chains squeezed, and cash flow tighter than ever. If your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. You need total visibility, from global shipments to tariff impacts to real-time cash flow. That's NetSuite by Oracle, your AI-powered business management suite trusted by over 42,000 businesses. NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP for many reasons. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, HR into one suite. And with AI embedded throughout, you can automate a lot of these everyday tasks, letting your teams stay strategic. NetSuite helps you know what's
stopping anytime.
And how to pivot fast. It's one system, full control. Tame the chaos
copy you
with
here.
NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in the 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/nation. That's netsuite.com/nation.
One of the most important sort of values is personal responsibility. Like Slater, freedom is not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. It's what we do with our freedom that matters. Enough of this woke DEI stuff. No. We're only looking for the best, and we're looking for excellence. And then the family. The left said that the nuclear family is...
Let me see if I can find this guy. Be right back.
With Mike Slater, weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Conservative principles live here. SiriusXM Patriot Channel 125. This is Breitbart News Sunday on Sirius XM Patriot 125. Breitbart News Sunday, Joe Pollack here. You know, this song takes me back to my living room in LA. We call it the music room because
I remember practicing this song with my eldest daughter, who does the School of Rock program. And this was one of her early solos that she did. Man, I miss LA. I miss it every day. And I miss my home in the Pacific Palisades. I was still standing. The neighborhood burned down. Started to rebuild.
That was a good tip.
Lots of fights still with the insurance companies. Don't get me started.
I'd like to continue doing it, but
for lesser fights, we now turn to foreign
let me
policy
take a break.
during the Russia-Ukraine war. And we welcome Francis Martel, the Breitbart News foreign policy editor,
Reds Irish goodbye.
to Sunday programming.
Reds Irish goodbye. I'm actually in negotiations to buy this bar too.
I can't talk. My words are all jumbled. You know, that song just
I'll have to get financing and stuff, but maybe a big change is happening. We'll see.
Anyway, Francis, thanks so much for joining us on Breitbart News Sunday.
Me and my buddy mine are both in negotiations with the owner here.
So I remember that was one of the first ones that I learned how to actually like drop a needle on a turntable with. So I'm right there with
you know, in my old office where I used to do the show from, I had a turntable with a needle. I managed to move all the vinyl records out of my house, and they're all right here with me, but I got rid of the turntable. I got rid of almost everything electronic because I was told that the smoke and the other chemicals from the fire basically messed up a lot of the electronics. So I no longer have my turntable. I'll get a new one eventually, but you know, it was a part of my show.
No, I wasn't late getting to him. It was just late picking it up. That's why I was hauling ass down the freeway. I actually dropped it off 2 minutes early. So I compensated for picking it up a minute late. But I shouldn't have had to do that. The guy was actually waiting at the door. Those are actually expensive apartments there downtown. It's called the Bartley Lofts. There's a fucking pool on the roof of that building. It's nice. I've been inside. They're huge studio apartments.
You know, 7 months later, 8 months later, I don't even know how many. Yeah, 7 months later.
Yeah, so
People are,
those things cost around $4 or $5 grand a month.
Where they were, and what they saw, and what happened, and where the firefighters were.
You gave me a good tip. I'm still gonna take a break. I'll restart the stream, but yeah, I need a break.
Not that many things, but that's not even the reason people are reacting. I think it's just that people's entire world is turned upside down. And anyway, it does give us a sense of what it's like to be on the front line of world events. And this war in Ukraine has been extremely disruptive and obviously much deadlier than the California wildfires. And yet,
Duke keeps sending me a video. Let me see.
What's your assessment of the summit in Alaska between Russian President Vladimir Putin and our own U.S.?
Oh, here come the mounted police right now, guys. Here comes the mounted police to literally corral people off the sidewalk. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. I got you. Oh, okay. Wow. I can't believe what I just witnessed.
Now, they're usually executives that work in one of the buildings downtown. Until they find their $1 million home out in the suburbs. Live there.
And he has not done anything that's humiliating to, you know, he's talked to a lot of dictators. Trump is really open to chatting with whoever. He did not humiliate Kim Jong-un like this. Even with Xi Jinping, when he bombed Syria while Xi Jinping was eating chocolate cake at Mar-a-Lago, that was not as humiliating as this, I don't think. And I think the entire message was Trump saying, I'm the boss here, and I'm saying that this is over. And that's the message that was also conveyed. I think shakily to Europe and Ukraine. They're not totally sure.
What's going on here?
After, but I think it was reassuring, at least to Zelensky, for example, that if Zelensky decides to join a trial,
Roadway changes ahead. No through traffic. Roadway changes ahead. No through traffic Saturday and Sunday. Okay.
You know, it's interesting your read on the whole meeting with Trump humiliated Putin.
Neris, I'm gonna
flexed some muscle
wow.
there. I thought that Putin was
What's
trying
going on
to
over here?
There were stories I saw. Certainly, we also had a photograph of
Leave and open?
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov wearing an old Soviet Union sweatshirt, and then
I guess they're all. I think they got some
were served chicken.
fuck Danny's event safety.
As a kind of statement of domination. But then, of course, the Russians landed and they had that incredible F-35 and D-2 bomber display. And yet the media treated it like Putin had totally overpowered Trump. I mean, it can't get off that script. But
all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and here, let me turn around.
Yeah, and I think that's just because I'm trying to think of it as imagine.
I'm gonna pause the stream for a minute. I'll restart it when we go back to work. I'm just gonna chill out for a minute. I'm hungry too. Already made about 30-40 bucks. So see you in a bit. Peace.
My country declined, just the rampant, extermination of young Russians.